But basically what we're at a moment right now where Dr. Couch has appealed to Governor Hogan to request some more funds from the state to come into our public schools. So that's kind of the time-sensitive issue that I wanted to bring up, and I was hoping that the individual town councils of all of the towns, including Chestertown, could put together a letter of support, not just talking about how having enough funding in the budget is good for education, but that it's also good for the communities that the schools are part of. So it would be great if we could talk about economic development and how public schools are a crucial part of economic development and of bringing young families in and of bringing different types of people into the county. Having excellent schools, public schools, makes a big difference to the appeal of a place. And Chestertown has this, I mean, one of the things that's continually cited as the problems with the school is the diminishing enrollment. And everybody says, oh, it's because it's a retirement community, everybody's getting older, everybody's old. That seems to be the big issue. And it seems to me that it seems to us that we aren't doing enough to make the county and Chestertown seem like anything other than a retirement community. And one of the key steps to appealing to younger people, I believe, is promoting an excellent public school system.
I would say it would be helpful to know what is she asking for?
Right.
Is she asking for more money, and if so, how much?
She is asking for more money. And this is something that I don't know who I
Is she
talked to.
asking them to manipulate their formula?
Not yet, I mean, that's part of it, but she can't ask to do that in short enough term for it to
Right.
benefit us at all. But the big issue is that this funding formula that they've come up with for the public school systems does not benefit rural areas because we can't sort of take advantage of the economies of scale that other places can. So it's working against us. It's a per pupil dollar amount, and as we lose students or as fewer students enroll, we still have the same overhead, but we're losing money. So we're getting less and less money as our enrollment numbers decrease. So she's going to talk about that problem, and I think the state is aware of that problem, and it just needs to be more, like, we need to say it louder to show that it's not just a problem with funding the school, it's affecting the whole county, it's affecting how people regard the county and whether people come into the county and choose to move here or choose to move to Queen Anne's County. So it's a bigger issue than just the education, which I care about, but I think in terms of all of you, it should also be a big issue concerning how we're getting people to come to the county and to Chestertown. So she's going to talk with him about that, but she's also requesting a short-term, 1-year fund to supplement what we have, because right now, the way that it stands is that we would have to, technically speaking, in order to fill the budget gap, she's suggesting in her letter, which I included here, so that's the second page, that we would have to close 4 of the elementary schools in the county in order to make up the budget deficit. But the problem is we don't have any schools that you can't accommodate in the buildings, like in the actual buildings of the 2 remaining schools, we can't accommodate that number of students. So we're kind of at an impasse as to how to solve the problem at this point. But the point is, it would be great if we weren't the only people, if it wasn't just parents advocating for the public schools, if it was businesses, if it was the county, the town councils, if it was other people who are saying this is actually an important thing, not just for our students, who obviously we should care about anyway, but also for businesses.
I've been trying to follow the whole commission.
Yes, I know.
I honestly don't understand
Yeah.
what happened there.
Know that anybody
I think a lot of people are in the same boat as
Yeah.
me. Did she ask the commissioners to bridge the gap? This is a really awkward situation for us because we don't fund the public school system.
No, yeah.
So when people come and say to me, well, what are you gonna do about the school system?
Right.
I'm like, oh, it's kinda out of our jurisdiction.
Well,
Of course
right.
we want the best. I have a kid at the high school this year.
Right.
So it's important to me that all the schools are funded at the maximum possible allocation. But I'd be happy to write a letter of support to fund them, but it's, at the end of the day, it's,
Well, that's what I think is actually important.
Yeah.
I think that the county needs to see that it's not just an issue that a bunch of hysterical moms care about, that it is an issue that actually has direct impact on economic development, real estate prices, jobs, job creation, entrepreneurs, all of that stuff. It's part of a bigger package that if more people in the community start rattling their sabers about it, then I think it will become more evident to them that it's something that they should be trying to address further than 1 year down the road.
but I think, I'm trying to put myself in their shoes.
No, absolutely.
I think from their perspective, it's, should we keep raising the funding level when our enrollment is declining and we're basically keeping all these schools open that are only half occupied? Is that the most efficient use of our limited resources
Right.
financially?
I understand that that makes sense financially. What I hope is that people look a little bit farther down the road and start to recognize, even just saying, this is a priority of ours, makes a big difference on how people approach the problem.